Hey guys, this is Tech Guy 276 and I'm walking home again. This is just minutes after I've recorded the GTA 5 podcast. Right, the iPad clock, I'll just do it in simplest terms. The iPad clock app, even though it was a great application and it didn't just bring out a clock application. I'm sure there's many of those on the App Store. A clock application on the iPad, and it's stock, and it's got much better features. I know it's only a clock app, but Apple could have just brought out a clock, but they didn't, because they've got too much money they've got too much money and they've got too much time. Well, it seems that they've not got much time, because they stole the clock design from the Swiss train. No, the Swiss railways. I think I've mentioned it before in one of my written blogs. Yeah, I've just seen it on the website, and Apple paid the Swiss railways $21 million for. They were sued. So Apple have given $21 million to the Swiss railways. And how much is that to Apple? It's only £1 out of the pocket, or $1 if you live in America. Apple have got away with murder, because if Samsung stole, well, let's just say one of their patents, and it's not Samsung, by the way. HTC bring out a phone, bring out a service, and if you see a number on a HTC device, and if you click it, it immediately starts dialing. Now that's one of Apple's patents, and I just think it's stupid, because if I see a number, the service that I want for Android or any device is to actually click on that number and it'll start dialing straight away. Now I've got a mixed opinion about this, because Apple, HTC should have been watching out of what they're doing, but Apple are so quick with their patents, and they just go, we'll patent it, even though we didn't design it, we'll patent it. And Apple, so I have got mixed opinions. Like, I'm on both sides. Like, Apple, sure, they've got a lot of money and they can patent everything, but HTC should have been watching out, and HTC driving to push the network even further, like the phone, because if I know I've just said this like 5 minutes ago, if I see a number on the device and if I click it, I want it to start dialing straight away. I don't want to go in any menus. Okay, one menu is fine, but for any other stuff, it's just ridiculous. Like, why do I have to go into an extra menu just to go around that patent? It should be a free patent that anybody could go for. It was when the iPad clock application came out. There was like, looks like Apple wants the idea of copying. They've already copied the Swiss railways clock design, and then they came out saying, we did not copy the Swiss railways, even though it looks very similar. How many other ways can you design a clock? And I sat there and I could have shouted at my telly. Well, I could. And they just go, how many other ways? Fuck's sake. How many other ways can you design a phone? Seriously. Like, how many other ways can you design a phone? Rounded edges, a bezel. Motorola brought out a phone that has a bezel on it. That's like, you can't have a rounded rectangle tablet, because it's patented. I just find it ridiculous by Apple. Yeah, how many other ways can you make a phone? Right. I know. Like we've gone through like the generations before iPhone and then after iPhone, but ideally now, because we've perfected touchscreen devices, we only need a home button, a power button, volume rocker, and that's it. I don't care for any menu buttons because they could just be all worked on the Galaxy Nexus, like on-screen controls, which I like. I like having on-screen controls like the home button, the multitasking button, the back button, but I find it irritating that it's good, but I find it irritating that it's lost screen real estate. Like I could be. I know when they're doing videos, the volume rocker hides, but it doesn't hide. It doesn't move the controls away. It keeps it there, but dims them out, so you can't actually see them. But you're losing screen real estate, and it's good. But I've just explained why it's not good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks for listening to my little rant about Apple and their big gayish ways. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you next podcast.